Alright, good morning everyone. It is almost 10 a.m., which means I'm running a little bit behind today. And, yeah. So, ever closer to the weekend. Very, very close to it now. And you know, with the weekend comes my weekend reading. That means tomorrow will be full-scale Friday again. But today is traditional Thursday, so we're going to focus a little bit more on that. And for those of you just joining the channel, Traditional Thursday, this is how I used to do readings. Granted, it wasn't on a space quite this small, but I had to modify really just the placement. So you're getting the exact same type of reading that you would when I first started. And I think when I first started, I really only had like maybe 2 or 3 decks. Well, actually more than that. And I would just kind of do 3 cards from each one. And back then, the rune cards I used were from the same Viking Oracle deck that I'm using right now. So, but there was one exception. We only draw 1 spirit animal, of course. So, let me give you the breakdown of the anatomy of this thing while I do it. So right here, some of you know, this is the significator, so this is going to represent you. This is going to represent the forces at work with you, so your guide, and then your spirit animal. This is what you look to in nature in order to kind of emulate. Then we have 3 tarot cards. We've got a current situation card. Actually, for traditional, the traditional way I did it was past, present, and future. Potential future at that, not the future, because we've been working on the future, haven't we? All throughout this week, we've been trying to work on it. We had a heavy warning sign on Tuesday, and yesterday's rune casting showed us that we could be on the right path, but we need to work on it. We need to work on ourselves just a little. We need that meditative action. We also need to start taking stock of what we actually have at our disposal, and that comes from yesterday's high notes video that I did, the rune of the week, which was Fehu, and I need to change that on my whiteboard. So we've got Viking Oracle, we've got Spirit Animal Oracle, we have Tarot Grand Lux by Ciro Marchetti, which is a beautiful deck. Ciro Marchetti, he makes some, if you ever go to his website, he's an artist, and he does beautiful work. And I would support him a lot more. The only problem is it's a little out of my price range. And we also have the Shaman's Dream Oracle, which I selected that one, not gonna lie. It was a little bit of it's a little bit of me smirking, because recently, titles in our tribe became a thing, and I was given the title of Vitke, which is shaman. Kind of cool. I was like, never really thought of myself as a shaman, but you know what? I'll totally take it. So yes, you are getting a reading from an actual shaman. Though it's not like card carrying official anything or anything like that. Doubt it's even legally binding, but you know what? For us, it's good enough. Let me just kind of spread out just a little bit here, and just so happens that's the first card we're gonna roll over. We're gonna flip that and see what it is. So let's get this reading started. Let's see how your day's looking today. Yesterday we got Hell, today we got Ragnarok. Alright. Without even putting it in context of the rest of this, I can tell you one thing. You are being told something. There's a lot of endings that are going around. A lot of that. for some reason, you're getting this message of an ending. So, what is it that has to die? What is it that has to come to an end in your life right now that will give you everything you want? Because something has to. And something else is going to take its place. Because listen, we're all subject to a cycle. Birth, life, death, rebirth. Now, with the death in your life, there comes an opportunity to start something fresh. So, no matter how difficult the situation is, it's not the end of the world. The world is not ending, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll tell you what, I do like this little bit of poetry. And I want to kind of give it to you right now. The wolf, open-mouthed and wild, swallows the sun and the moon. The gods turn and die. Everything sinks. It is gone, we think. It is dead, we know. And yet life rises. The seeds sprout. And light floods the land again. I hope you got that. Because even though it seems like everything is falling apart for you, it's not. I've always said this, I'll say it again. It's not falling apart, it's falling into place. You are learning now, through your difficult time, whatever it may be, the lessons you need to know in order to build and sustain yourself. You know, you forge a sword or a knife, right? Or even an axe. You forge yourself the head of an axe for splitting wood. Now, no matter how perfect it comes out of that forge, do you occasionally not sharpen it? Do you occasionally not take a file to it and make sure that it'll split wood the next time just as well as it did the first time? Of course you do. You have to kind of grind away at it a little bit. It has to happen. You have to do it in order to split that log. Otherwise, you got something dull that'll glance off and possibly break a shin bone, and that's not any fun, right? So what's guiding you? Skadi. Skadi always has some really good messages for us. And today I just don't think it's about compromise. I think there's more to Skadi than that. Kind of interesting how Ragnarok popped up, it's card number 33. Skadi pops up as number 34. Just throwing that out there. But the most important thing about Skadi is that you know yourself. So, the most important part of your life's work is knowing yourself and expressing your independence. Don't you know today I almost picked, because I kind of thought we needed a little authenticity today, but something told me let's not quite get that. We're not quite there yet. But I nearly picked Wild Unknown Tarot and the Sacred Rebels Oracle because they're such a great pair. But something told me today it needed to be these two paired together. But that message of authenticity is coming out. So, compromise, yes, it's a part of every relationship, but when compromise pushes you to be someone you're not, pivot. Make a change. Just remember, speak very plainly, and remember, there's always an easier way to do things. Don't make mountains out of molehills here. Okay? So far, that's the message I'm getting. Just don't make a mountain out of a molehill. You may be holding on, I think you're holding on too tightly to something. And we can look to nature and see what's going on there. Dragonfly Spirit. I love this card because it says that truth transcends illusion. We can look all around today. We can see truth. We see it right in front of us, even if we don't want to admit it. It doesn't matter how you spin something. Let me put it to you this way. I can see gas prices are higher than they have ever been. And you cannot tell me this is a good thing. I can see prices on groceries are higher than they probably ever have been. And I don't care how anyone spends it. That's not a great thing. That is not the symbol of a great and thriving economy. I'm going to just settle on that matter. I assume you understand what I mean. At least I hope you do. If I were to say that this is amethyst, and it is, it's a very nice little piece of raw amethyst. I don't care how many people try to tell me this is gold, it's not. Even if they have deluded themselves to the point of absolutely believing it, it's still not gold. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot polish a turd. So where are you seeing that in your life right now? You notice lately a lot of these readings come with questions. In answering your question, you have to answer these questions. It's true. Alright? So just remember, when you're looking at it, always ask, what is it? Tune out everyone who's telling you something. Ladies and gentlemen, if you watch a fight on, say, TV, watch it without the sound. And watch how your interpretation of what you personally witnessed wildly differs from what someone else witnessed. Sometimes it'll match, most times it won't. In your tarot, in your past, we've got a 9 of coins, so we do have a completion here. We do have this this sense of getting right with the finances, getting a plan together and executing that plan. Or at least something materially, what you have an abundance of in terms of material wealth. This is the card it represents. It represents that completion, but this is a past event. So you have to look at that and say, okay, how did I get there? And we have a 1 of cups in reverse, because in your present, you're feeling pretty empty. You know, I'm gonna say this. This is the reason I don't really charge money for my readings, for like personal readings between you and me, because I don't want this to become about money. I don't monetize any of my channels. I don't have a subscribe star, a Patreon, none of that. And the reason for that is because I do have a job. And of course, money isn't everything. It's a great thing. It's a great thing to have. I mean, money is basically energy, and the more of it you have, the more you can do with it. See what I'm saying? That's the truth. And then we have this King of Wands. Mastery over your creative energies. Getting yourself together. Now it's not the magician, not by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a great point. And you know what? We've got that King of Wands there. And you're ruling your realm with creative ideas, original stuff, creative strategies. You know how to direct your power to get the desired results, or at least you will. But first, what you really need to do is you need to overcome this this emptiness you're feeling with that Ace of Cups. But going back to the coins for just a moment here, because I do want to, I really think there's something I had to have missed. and I did miss it. At one point, if you notice that falcon there, see, falconry is not really her, it's not merely just her hobby. Because this is a woman in the picture, and I'm not a biologist, but, you know, I can tell a feminine face when I see one. She exhibited great self-restraint and great control. Once you've lost that, or you focus too much on it, you didn't balance it out. That's why your cup's kind of sitting there empty right now. But if you deal with that, you will come up with new and original ideas. You will have that creative control again. But the main message I'm seeing is to get that control over yourself. Try not to lose yourself in too much of the emotion. Uh-oh. What did you do? Come here. Oh boy. You had to do that. Hey, stop biting. I'm trying to help. Oh, this little furball got himself hung up in the couch. Boy, that's gonna stay in. Thanks. Okay. I told you, folks, one take uncut. That's how it works. So let's go to the oracle cards. See what answers they can provide here. Okay. So, my goodness, we're really focused on this One of Cups right now. There's a lot of focus there, and before that, we have this one, radical acceptance of yourself. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. If you do not accept yourself, if you do not love yourself, if you do not take care of yourself, no one else will. That's not doom and gloom prophecy. That is, we're pointing at that dragonfly spirit there. It's truth. If you're not at peace with yourself, you're not at peace with the world. If you don't accept yourself, how can you accept it? How can anyone else do it? Ladies and gentlemen, it is one thing to kind of reinvent yourself from time to time, just to kind of keep yourself a little fresh. If you're an entertainer. But if you're you, and you're not in that business, there's really no need to constantly do it. Believe me, I know. I was in this place at one point in time where I had to understand that. If you hate yourself, you can expect others to do the same. If you're part of the self-loathing process, guess what? Others will be the same. You will surround yourself with people who are just completely self-loathing. Do not be one of those, because that's not how you roll. So how do you get past that? So here we have our Garden of Eden. This is where we go to rest and renew ourselves. I don't know how else to tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, but that inner reflection is not going away. It's just not doing it. And then we have this one, Cosmic Womb, which is our divine feminine now. Ladies and gentlemen, there are two sides to you. I don't care, like, if you don't like this is, well, I'm going with this, whether you like it or not. So here comes. Okay, so, your masculine is all about your logic, your fact, and your reasoning. Your feminine is all about your intuition, your, how can I put this? It's intuition, it's emotional, and yes, that's part of it. But right now, with that cosmic womb, let me just kind of deviate a little bit here. With this cosmic womb, you're undergoing this process of birthing a new self into being. You don't know who or what it is yet, but you know it's full of life and love and passion and spirit. This is the perfect example of you imbued with love incarnate and ignited by a vital spark received from the divine. So if you've had a difficult time in recent memory, feeling dry, stagnant, lost and unsupported, this is changing right now. Okay? You're in the most fertile cycle of your life right now, intuitively keen, heart wide open, mindful that each step in the direction of your dreams and desires is effortlessly supported by all the divine helpers in the unseen realms. Now, it has to start here though. Plain and simple. So you're going to have to kind of go back a little bit. You're going to need to take that moment away and say, okay, I can't pack my weekend full of all this, that, and the third. I need to step back. I need time to really rest. I need time to relax. I need time to watch a terrible movie and riff on it for a little while, because to me that's fun. I need to have a beer. I need to just chill out. I need a day at the beach. Buddy, I need a day out in the yard in my folding chair and not worry about a thing. Just me and a good book. Whatever your flavor of that is. Because this is where you need to go. You need to quiet your mind. It's been a difficult time for all of us. And remember, yesterday, Hell, the card, spelled with one L, let us know that after a difficult project, we may need to take a rest period. I think this weekend is what's going to do it, even though this reading is for today. So we're going to the runes here. We're going to turn those over and we're going to go right through them. And this reading, ladies and gentlemen, has told me so much about what's going on with you. And you need to stop that. He's got a case of the zoomies. Sorry. Going with Perthro, that intuitive ability, right? Your divine feminine again. Really get in touch with that. We got Greyhorn, which is about a journey. The journey itself doesn't have to be physical travel, but it can also be about reaching clarity, which is what you need. That's why this One of Cups is in reverse. That's usually emotional clarity. You don't have it right now. It's a fog, and it's leaving you feeling empty. And then we've got Kanaz, which in its final form is enlightenment. Time, like I said, time to get away. Time to take a step back and say, okay, I need a minute, guys. Just give me a minute. And then take it. Whether anyone gives you permission or not, take that moment. Get away. Back up a little bit. Gain some fresher perspective. And watch how everything begins to change. Ladies and gentlemen, if you need to tear up a cardboard box, go tear up a cardboard box. Whatever it is, you need a catharsis somewhere. Whatever it is, you need to get over it. You need to move forward, and you need to do it now. Today's a great day to start, and that's all this reading is asking you to do is start. You don't have to do anything major. The only major thing that you really need to do is radically accept yourself. But first you need to find out who the hell you are, what you're really about, and why you're about it. Examine that. At one point you kind of had it all on a string, and then you lost it somewhere. Maybe the times got a little too tough, and those notions didn't quite work out the way you hoped. You can make changes to that, but it has to start with you. Can't start with anybody else. I can't do it for you. You can't do it for me. But at least we can get some word on where to start. you're feeling a little empty, find out why. And no matter how it turns out, just accept yourself for who you are. I'm going to tell you this much. Accepting yourself for who you are, that is a long road. It's a lonely one. You're going to find a lot of opposition. You may even lose friends. But at the end of the day, those you lost, trust me when I say nothing of value was lost. Everything of value is to be gained. It's not the end of the world, ladies and gentlemen. You can't keep compromising you. Because like Janis Joplin said, never compromise yourself. In the end, that's all you've got. Thank you so much for joining me. I love you all. Take care of yourselves and each other. Always do what lights you up. And as always, my friends, shine on. Yeah, it's another post-credit scene, but I have to make this one because I made a huge boo-boo. I said Garden of Eden for that one card. It was the Garden of Venus. I'm sorry. It's Garden of Venus. Everyone saw it. So yeah, you got bloopers and mistakes in this video. Oh boy. Wow, the screw-ups everywhere, right? First, Bub gets himself hung up in the couch, and now this. Oh, that's great. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is the card I'm going to pull from. This is the deck I'm going to pull from today. Definitely. But anyway. Yeah, I mean, if you want to have a laugh about it, go right ahead. It's fine. It's fine. It's that's just kind of one of the things that can happen when you're doing it like I do. Hey, anything and everything can happen. Not even the shaman is immune from the "oh damn" moments. They can happen to anyone at any time. Even you. You know what the secret to surviving that is? Learning. If you don't take it so seriously, well, you live and you learn. You know, something else that I saw right before I went into this was this tarot deck. It's booklet. I just kind of went through it for a couple of minutes just to kind of look at a couple cards, and I noticed they don't have reverse meanings. So this was a deck that does not do reversals either. But it's fine. It's fine. We already went ahead and did it, and it worked out. In my opinion, it did. So, you know, I've had people say that they're not 100% convinced when they see these readings, and that's fine. You want to know why? They're just general readings. They're not directed, or quite directed at anyone in particular. Unless you're watching this and it resonates with you, then it's directed at you. If you want one that's directed at you, well, the answer to that is very simple. Linktree's in the description down below. Throw me something off my drive-thru RPG wish list or my Amazon wish list, and keep it $35 or under, please. Don't break your bank. And you get 2 readings and a birthday reading. Simple. I like to keep things simple. if you want an idea of what a full reading looks like, tune in tomorrow, because it doesn't look like this. It's a lot bigger. That's why there's a bigger cloth out. The Triquetra, that was the one we actually started with. I should start breaking that one out on Thursdays too. But I do like this one. I actually got this one for Christmas. I really like it. All those nice astrological signs, all the stars, the moon phases. Just a beautiful, beautiful cloth to have. But anyway, I'm going to be packing this in, getting this together, and guess what? Shaman's Dream Oracle on high notes. Single card draw. We're going to see if it ties into this reading or not. Alright, love you guys. Take care. Don't do anything I would do.